Welcome to the IME Community Podcast, where self-love is your superpower to achieve your weight and life goals and make your mark in the world. Your host is Dr. Karla, activist, MD. If you're a teen who's looking to revolutionize your health and can't wait to follow your dreams, welcome to the IME Community.
Joining me. I'm so happy you're here. This is the first episode of the IME Community Podcast, and I'm so thrilled. I feel like I've waited my entire career to get here and my entire career to get to work with you. I'm Dr. Karla Lester. I want to ask you a question before we start. Do you fully love and accept yourself no matter what? So I want to tell you a little bit about IME today, a little bit about my career and why I started IME Community. And I'm going to teach you the 5 easy steps to full self-acceptance. So 5 steps to say IME, smile, and be proud. Over the last almost couple decades, I've been working so hard to try to come up with answers and solutions to address the childhood obesity epidemic. And I started a clinic in my practice, and I left my practice. I started a nonprofit, which is amazing. Teach a Kid to Fish with a vision to create community solutions for children's health. And I started another clinic as a pediatrician for that. Then I started a big population health center, and oh my gosh, I thought, this is going to be the answer, and this is going to be the answer, and this is going to be the answer. All starting with that vision to help children and teens struggling with weight issues. And what I found was that, I'm proud of those things and it's good work, but none of it was that helpful or impactful. And here's another thing. I developed a weight issue myself. So in September 2017, I discovered the transformational power of life coaching. And I was able to completely transform my health and my life, reach my weight loss goals, but more importantly, learn how to cultivate a goal for myself and learn about how I could slay any goal ahead of me and chase all my dreams. And so what I decided to do was to kind of throw out everything that doesn't work, pull everything together that does work, invest in becoming a certified life coach through the Life Coach School. Shout out to Life Coach School. It's awesome. And invest in creating IME Community, which is the first web-based life and weight coaching platform for teens. And IME Community, when you say IME, it sounds like I am me. So there's the power of the individual, which I believe in your unlimited potential to create any result that you want in your life, along with the power and the support of a community where you are connected to all the tools, the resources, and the friends who are also going through what you're going through. So what could be better? And IME Community, if you go to the website www.imecommunity.com, you can check out all the amazing free stuff and also sign up to be a part of the member community, which is launching February 22nd, which I'm going to encourage you to do. IME Community is like a city. So when you have a city, when you start a city or community, you're not going to have everything in place in the beginning. So you maybe have the layout, the map, the grid, some of the essential functions of the city, some of the sidewalks, the roads. And that's what we have for IME Community. So you and I, we're going to co-create this thing, and we're going to see where it goes, and it's going to be beautiful. So I'm so excited. Today, I'm going to teach you my 5 steps to say I am me, smile, and be proud And those are my 5 easy steps to self-acceptance. Here's another question. What does self-acceptance mean to you? And did you know that self-acceptance has zero to do, absolutely nothing to do with your weight? When it comes to weight stigma in children and teens, let's meet in the middle. That's the title of an article that my daughter Catherine and I co-wrote and was published in kevinmd.com recently. And we wrote this article, and it just highlights the importance of IME Community and how exciting it is to have IME Community, because we are meeting in the middle with IME Community. Our society is really messed up. We all know that about weight. And we really haven't gotten anything right. And we really have gotten so much of it wrong. And we really haven't gotten anything out there, especially for teens in America, that's very helpful. And we certainly haven't gotten anything out there for teens in America that's any fun. So we wrote this article because we saw when Aubrey Gordon, and I hope you follow her because she's an amazing leader. She's a health at every size advocate. And she wrote a New York Times opinion piece that was based on her personal story of the trauma and shame she felt after her pediatrician created a lot of stigma and shame after a visit when he talked about her being overweight. And it was a really powerful story. And she was just saying that all these efforts that our society has tried to help kids with weight issues has actually caused so much more stigma, driven so much more shame, and have been harmful. And so I totally related to that story. I know so many people listening. I know so many generations of Americans who've endured the stigma of being overweight in our society have felt this, and that really resonates with her. And how can you argue with such a traumatic and powerful story? And at the same time, I saw and was following the threads of pediatricians like me who've been working for some of us, a couple of decades even, on trying to address a childhood obesity epidemic. Many of us have really great intentions. Some work has been really, really good, but that it is a health issue. And it is important to address it as a health issue. And you are worthy of your healthy life. And so there's almost two sides here. And so I thought, well, what about meeting in the middle? And that's what I can do. Because for 17 years, I've been working on this issue, and I've gone through my own powerful weight loss journey, and bringing IME Community really meets in the middle. So that's very exciting. So we know we're a society of divisions, right? We see that all the time. We're living that now with our politics again. And it's not just our politics, it's with kind of everything, unfortunately. But for teens, when you see these two kind of swings of the pendulum, so you go to one extreme where you ride the pendulum over to the health at every size, which again, if you're going to default to anything, I want you to default to that. That is powerful, and that is healing, and all transformation and any goal you want to do comes from that self-love, no matter what your weight. It is beautiful, okay? But I'm saying that is one pendulum, and that's one movement in our society that doesn't resonate with everybody. So it's like, love yourself no matter what, and you're here, and you're stay stuck at maybe in the shame of wanting to lose weight. But then, there's nothing really that you've ever been offered, certainly, that has been helpful or fun or effective. And it just seems restrictive and judging and comes from a place of stigma and shame. And so either side and swing to the pendulum of just self-acceptance, no matter what, and this is your future and this is where you're going to stay, or come over here to this healthcare side of the extreme where you're not going to get that much and you're going to get maybe more shame and stigma, and it's just not, it feels restrictive and not that helpful. Shows that, we really haven't come up with anything that helps. And so if we have just this shame placed upon us, and we know from Dr. Brene Brown, shame begets shame, And it's not going to propel anyone forward to make any sort of change transformation in their life, especially not the kind of change transformation you need to make to create a healthy weight. Then we can look at the data nationally of where we are, or we can look at the individual story of someone like Aubrey Gordon, which is so powerful to say, what's going wrong? And has there been anything that's gone right? And do we have anything that's right? And can we take those, sift those out like little gold nuggets? And so what I did was pulled all of the work that I've done and pulled my own journey and what I got from that and put all of my resources to become a certified weight coach, left my high level job and put it all in to create IME Community so that I could get to teens everything that I had. I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little emotional. Everything that I had to get myself to a healthy point. And so that's why I'm so excited. And that's how we're meeting in the middle with IME Community. So let's start to meet in the middle for us by learning the 5 steps to say IME. So again, these are 5 easy steps to full self-acceptance. So step number 1 is self-acceptance is always there for you. So my mantra is self-love is your superpower. If you have self-love, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter what goal you have. If you have self-love, and this is just a daily intentional habit practice of self-love, but self-love is something that we're not used to in our society. It's almost like a foreign language, literally. So self-love can seem like something that's almost like a big mountain to climb, or seems kind of like weak or selfish almost, or it just seems so foreign to us. So let's start with self-acceptance because that's really benign, okay? And so self-acceptance is always there for you. And that's really cool, right? You don't even have to do anything. It's just there. It's just yours. It's like yours for the taking. It's like air that you breathe. And it's, like I said, it's not an action. And I look at it as self-acceptance as this just really nice warm blanket. And it's like a nice warm blanket that you have with you all the time. You can take it anywhere and it's invisible, so nobody else can really see it. And you can just wrap it around yourself and it's warm and it's super comforting. And you're created as your own beautiful individual, and your weight has nothing to do with your identity. So your little beautiful self-acceptance warm blanket that you have is your beautiful self, and that's yours. Okay? Step number 1, self-acceptance is always there for you. Step number 2 is choose to believe you don't have to wait until you have reached any goal to fully accept yourself. So self-acceptance is independent of any goals that you set or whether you reach them or whether you fail. You can have self-acceptance no matter what. And I only figured this out over the last year or so, okay? So if you believe, and we all do this because this is how we're trained in our society, if you believe that accepting yourself comes from getting an A in a class or reaching a weight goal or making, this a team or getting a part in a play, then you're always putting your self-acceptance on the external. It's outside of yourself. Okay? And what happens with that is that, and of course, those things are going to come back and give us, a good feeling and a feeling of well-being, and we're happy and can be part of, how we feel about ourselves. But when we rely on everything external, especially goals that we do or don't achieve, then what happens is we put that power outside of ourselves. So we almost like keep moving the goalpost on ourselves. It's like, oh, I set myself now because I reached this goal. Okay, well then now I'm going to put this goal out there and then I'll see if I accept myself because whether or not I set the goal. So it's like we erase it and we keep moving the goalpost on ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that I don't think you should be an achiever, a goal slayer, or a dream chaser, because I am a diehard goal slayer. And in fact, if anybody gets in my way of a goal, they'll be the ones getting hurt. So, but it's different if you're setting and reaching your goals, no matter what they are, coming from a place of self-acceptance, no matter what, then there's nothing that you can't achieve because your self-acceptance isn't relying on whether you do or don't achieve the goal. Okay. Step number 3, stop staying stuck believing something that isn't serving you. So we're all caught in this trap. Okay. Usually when we don't have self-acceptance, we have some belief, which is just a thought that's coming up in our mind that we choose to think is true kind of over and over again. And our brain keeps offering that up to us. Maybe we don't even know and don't have an awareness of what that is. But that's what's kind of keeping us from feeling self-acceptance and from saying, I fully love and accept myself. So your brain, here we're going to get into some nerdy neuroscience. Your brain's a status quo, keep you in the comfort zone machine, literally. Okay. And neuroscience research shows us that our brains are malleable, which means that they can change and they can adapt. And the more that you challenge your brain, the more you're going to be able to change up some of those stuck pathways. So this means our brains can adapt, they can change, and they can create new pathways. And we know that what we focus on, we create more of. So it makes sense then, knowing this, that if you're stuck in our fixed and kind of limited beliefs that really aren't serving us and aren't helpful, the stronger and more powerful, it's like we're just fueling those pathways that aren't serving us by continuing to believe those fixed and limited beliefs. And those pathways are going to become stronger. So the more that we challenge with thoughts and shift to beliefs that are useful, our brains will adapt and create those pathways that serve us. So step number 4 is to start creating and accepting beliefs that serve you and your dreams. And so I'm going to tell you here's some to try. So you can say, I fully love and accept myself. And that has nothing to do with your weight. You can also say that you want to have a different path forward. You can accept that you want to lose some weight, but that has nothing to do with you fully loving and accepting yourself at all, because you are not your weight, and your weight has nothing to do with you as a beautiful individual. So here's some accepting beliefs that will serve you and your dreams. I accept that I'm not my weight. I accept that I'm a human being who is a unique individual. I accept there is no one else like me. I accept that I am worthy of a healthy life. I accept that I am not stuck. I accept that my future is mine to define. I accept that I am worthy of all my dreams. So see, don't those sound great? And those sound real. Step number 5, create a self-acceptance habit. So what we get in the trap of is thinking that self-acceptance, self-love, self-compassion, all these things, self-kindness, are some sort of arrival, some sort of summit. We've reached the top of the mountain, we put a flag in, and we're done. Okay, we got to get back to the mountain. But really what it is, and self-acceptance is this, a daily intentional practice. It's like almost like a skill. It's like building a habit. And it's not always hard, because once you create that habit, it's just like me with my weight loss goal. I reached it after 11 months. In the beginning, it did feel kind of hard, and then over time, your body adapts, and you just lose the cravings, and it does become super easy, and you don't even think about it. This is kind of the same thing, is like the more you're practicing it, the more intentional you are about it on a daily basis, the more it's going to become just kind of your default go-to. Try these mantras out every day and a few times throughout the day. And this is your task and your challenge for the week. I want you to write it down. So just get a Post-it note. You can get a notebook. You can get a journal. And maybe you think, oh no, Dr. Karla, like these mantra is just like a positive statement. And that I'm going to offer you don't really resonate with you. That means they don't feel like you don't believe them yet. And I'm going to give you a few to try, but you can create your own. You might feel like even, wow, doing this every day is like, I'm faking it until I make it. That's fine. Keep doing that. The main thing is that you're trying and that you are doing it. That's the only thing that matters, is that you're committing to doing this for yourself. And it's the first step in moving towards self-love, which is your superpower to create any goal, any result you want for yourself. So this week, I want you to try these IME community mantras that I created. The one I told you as we started the podcast. I fully love and accept myself. I don't want you to follow that up with no matter what. Unless it helps you and serves you. I don't think you need to have an and or a but or anything like that after that. Just say, I fully love and accept myself. You can have it on a Post-it note and you can remind yourself of it throughout the day when something kind of comes up or you're being hard on yourself, you're worried, and you can say, I fully love and accept myself. If you don't buy that and you think fully is a kind of tough one for me to believe, try this one. I love and accept myself. Okay? So maybe you don't want to use fully. You can do I love and accept myself. Not ready for that one? Try this one. I am learning to fully love and accept myself. I am learning to love and accept myself. These are just mantras for you to try that are self-acceptance mantras that I want you to practice. And again, write it down, say them a few times throughout the day, and be intentional about it. And this is our first step as you move toward full self-acceptance. So I'm going to summarize these amazing steps. Step one is to understand that self-acceptance is always there for you. It's your nice warm blanket. That's you. You don't have to do anything. It's always there. Step two is choose to believe you don't have to wait until you've reached a goal to fully accept yourself. Number three is stop staying stuck, believing something that isn't serving you. Step number four is start creating and accepting beliefs that serve you and your dreams. Step number five is to create a self-acceptance habit. And that's by writing down the mantras on a daily basis. That's all you have to do. It won't even take 5 minutes. It probably won't even take 1 minute. That's all you have to do. And then you're doing it. Now, after these 5 easy steps, you'll be able to say IME and you'll be proud. I hope you'll go to the IME Community website, imecommunity.com, join the member community. I want you to check out this amazing guide, Make It Fun to Get It Done. I also want you to, if you're a parent, to check out my 5 keys for parents to support your teen's health independence. And I really loved creating that. And I was like, why didn't I have this? I wish I would have had that. And that's kind of everything that I'm creating for IME Community. I'm thinking, wow, this would have been amazing to have. And so it's so valuable. If you're a doctor, please join the IME Activist MD network. If you're a doctor like me, maybe you've been working on this issue, maybe you want to look at this issue and topic in a different way, please join. Also, download the IME Community RX for your teen patients and refer them to the site called The Magical Everywhere, which is an amazing book that you would love to have in your clinics for your patients. And a portion of all proceeds go to benefit child health nonprofit organizations. So I know we all collectively want to support that. You can also find me at Dr. Karla Activist MD on Twitter. Thank you all.
Thank you for tuning in to the IME Community Podcast, where self-love is your superpower. The content of this podcast represents the opinions of Dr. Karla Lester and is not intended as, and shall not be understood as, a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The opinions shared reflect the host and guest and do not represent an organization or medical group. Always seek the advice of your physician or therapist if you have concerns about your health. And please, like and subscribe to the IME Community Podcast. Share IME with your friends and go to imecommunity.com to join the member community. Don't forget to follow IME on social.